Nearly 9 years ago, I started making videos on this channel while I was on my way to the airport.
It's 4:30 in the morning and we're off to the airport.
I decided to share my entire journey as I went through a huge life transition from 9 to 5 corporate life to working for myself and living as a digital nomad.
My name's Jodie and last month I gave up my whole life in the UK to try something a little bit different. I booked a one-way ticket to Malaysia and I have no return back to the UK. From now on, I'm going to be travelling indefinitely and working for myself as I go.
Now, I've decided to pick up the camera again because I'm going through yet another huge life transition, albeit a very different one, and I want to share the journey again. And it just so happens to involve another trip to the airport. It's nearly 8:30 in the morning and I'm already at the airport and I have a plane to catch. Let's go. Okay, let me put you there. Might take a while to get back into this frame setup thing. I just want to fill you in on the last 5 years. So here's the situation. A couple weeks ago, I started a corporate role. After 9 years of being completely self-employed and working freelance and running different businesses, I have decided to take a corporate role. And that company happens to be based in Switzerland. And we will see where it goes, but what I can say for sure is that it's going, it's flowing. So speaking of going, need to go to work. So let's go. Look, I just made a mess before going and I don't have enough clothes to not wear it, so here we go. Wow, it's so beautiful. After 5 years of growing my own coffee business, I'm still in the coffee industry, only in a slightly more creative position. And that means I still get to drink great coffee even at the office.
Hi guys, today we are at Algrano office and we are gonna prepare a V60. So we have a device here called Tone. It's a water distributor. It's the fanciest you ever seen in your life.
So my first day is complete and boy do I feel like it. So this isn't very coherent because I am having to film around my day, around my real life. But I wanted to share this journey with you because I don't see anyone else talking about it. I see people making videos of, you know, I went back to corporate and you know, it comes with some kind of shame or sadness or regret or fear. I don't feel that thing. I don't feel that at all. In fact, I'm super happy. I'm super grateful, really grateful. And yeah, I started this channel to document that journey of jumping into the unknown, right? Of giving up my 9 to 5, booking a one-way flight to Malaysia and saying, let's see what happens. Let's see if I can make it. Let's see if I can live my dream. And I thought, well, first of all, I can't believe that was 9 years ago. But then I thought to myself, I have this creative itch now, because when I switch off from work, I really switch off. You know, I'm not thinking about it all night. My brain isn't constantly ticking over. I don't have this guilt of doing other things once my work for the day is done. And this is so nice. It's something I haven't had in so long. And it means I have this creative itch now, and I just have this new creativity in me where I want to create things. And this is what came up. I miss making videos. I want to show that there's more than one way to do things. You can quit your job and build a business because that's what you want. And you can also go back to corporate because you want to, not because you have to. Oh, and spoiler, I have an idea. And have an idea that I want to start a kind of podcast, potentially. This is what's calling me right now, as a fun creative project. And I'd love to be able to tell the stories of other people who are making decisions that kind of go against the common narrative. And I have some people in mind, and I hope they will say yes to come and talk to you. I think for me right now it's bedtime, so
making it bounce. Making it bounce.
now that I'm not traveling full time, I do have slightly different criteria when choosing a place to stay. Rather than looking for something affordable and convenient, I really value the experience, and this hotel had it in buckets. Aside from the incredible attention to detail in the design, this hotel was just an amazing place to stay and made me very comfortable for my first 2 nights in Zurich. Part of the reason I chose to stay here is because it's close to the office, but there's also an on-site gym and sauna, as well as a phenomenal breakfast. It's cold. It looks pretty chilly outside. This is like a little screen on the desk, and it tells you the temperature of the room. You can change it, although I haven't figured out how it works. And here is what I want to show you. This is the temperature outdoors right now. It's like 7 a.m. 1.8 degrees. This is what I'm not prepared for. Silly me. Decided that I would stay in 3 different hotels this week. So here I am, walking down the street in my bag. Don't show anyone. I didn't film too much from the rest of the weekdays in Zurich because honestly they all kind of looked like this. I went to the office, I drank a lot of coffee, and some nights I went into the city to enjoy some Asian food because I don't have much of that at home. Okay, this is hotel number 2. There, you can see the astronaut. And let's have a little bit of a chat because I'm here on YouTube again. This feels a little bit like that trend that's going around right now, that's 2016 versus 2026. Only it's going to be a little bit different because this is 2017 versus 2026, because I started this channel and I started making videos back in 2017 when I quit my last corporate job and began traveling full-time. And I decided to start making videos because I wanted to document that whole process. And so I picked up a vlogging camera, which was the G7X Mark II. I picked up a gimbal, a microphone. I picked up all the gear that I needed to make this happen. And back in 2017, it was very different to what it is today. So right now I'm actually filming on my iPhone, the little light thing, and this tiny microphone that you can see here. I've actually gone out and bought another camera on my lunch break yesterday. So this is my new toy who's coming with me, and maybe we can talk about this later, but I will be traveling quite a lot this year. I'm not doing the whole digital nomad thing anymore because I am still based in Portugal, but I have a lot of travel coming up. So in some ways this channel is exactly what it was back in 2017 because it's me taking a big life decision and showing that process and showing how I'm figuring it out in real time and what that looks like. And in many ways it's different. When I made this decision to take this role, it was interesting what came up for me. There's so much out there now, just like there's so many people making videos and using these tiny little things. There are so many people telling you that now is the time to jump into entrepreneurship, to quit your job. And here I am taking a job. So I'm kind of doing the opposite. Just like how in 2020 when everybody became digital nomads, I stopped being one. So I feel like I'm almost doing everything backwards, and because of that I don't see many people sharing the same stories that I'm living, and so I want to put that out there, and for me that's reason enough to start filming again. And if not, I just have this creative urge in me right now, and I hope this little guy is going to help me do something about that. In order to make the most of my one day to explore Switzerland, I had a first-class Swiss travel pass that allowed me to take any trains across the country. It also has free entry to museums, although I didn't have time for this because I decided to take quite an ambitious day trip all the way to Lucerne. And I didn't take the direct route. I decided to take the extremely scenic route. For me, obviously, taking a corporate role again has given me a lot of benefits. That's why I'm doing it. But the most surprising one is that I actually really enjoy my free time more. And it seems counterintuitive because, of course, what I've done is given up my time, essentially. My time is now more restricted. It's not just structured, it's restricted. But I'm really finding that actually to be a huge benefit because it means I'm really making the most of my downtime. And it's not just that I'm making the most of it, but when I switch off, I fully switch off. And I hadn't realized this, but I don't think I'd switched off fully for more than 9 years. Because when you work for yourself, there's always more that you can do. And every time or every minute that you're not working is a minute that you're not building a business. You're either building or kind of unbuilding, like making progress or going backwards. And that makes it really, 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 really hard to switch off. And even if you feel like you're switching off, sometimes, you know, it's still on your mind, things come up. Whereas now, when I have the weekend, when I have the evenings, most of the time, at least so far, I'm really present in what I'm doing, and I can actually take a break from work. And the effect that's had on my nervous system and my general presence and peace is honestly the best gift of all from this. So there's lots of hiking trails around here, and I would love to do them while the helicopter's super loud. I actually came here for the experience of getting here on the train and the oldest mountain railway in Europe. I hope I'm right about this. As much as I came here for the mountain itself, today is not a mountain day. I'm not dressed for the mountains. I don't have time, unfortunately. But to have one day just to explore this beautiful place is, yeah, it's fantastic. And like I said, I'm just switching off. I'm feeling so much more creative than I have in ages because I'm not just adding workload all the time, or I don't feel like I'm taking away from my work. This is my reward for working all week. Got to say, but I'm actually not using the mic today because I don't want to keep getting it out and turning it on, but hopefully it's okay. We'll find out. This train is much less busy. I literally have a whole carriage to myself. And I think the views are even better. The great thing about going up early and just going for the journey is that I'm pretty much the only person coming down already, so I had the whole train to myself. And I'm now in a town called Witznow. This is Lake Lucerne. It's actually the main thing that I wanted to come for, and it's gorgeous. And I'm about to hop on a little boat and go to Lucerne. Nobody here, it's so peaceful, super peaceful. As I already mentioned, this day was all about the journey more so than the destination, and with the Swiss travel pass I was able to take 4 trains, including both of the cogwheel trains on the mountain and a nearly 1 hour cruise across Lake Lucerne. It was all included. When I got to Lucerne, I spent around an hour strolling around the city, soaking up the atmosphere, and then I headed back to Zurich on another high-speed train, just in time to meet my friend who came into town to spend the evening with me. And of course, I decided to switch off the camera and just be present with her. One thing I will say, since working 9 to 5, it has a lot of benefits and obviously some not benefits too. But one of the things I've really noticed is that I make the most of my time. And this is the thing that I really needed so badly in my life, because I don't know if you can relate to this, but sometimes I have such a hard time doing the things that I want to do. For example, going on this day trip into the mountains and to Lucerne was kind of the last thing I wanted to do, actually, after 5 really intense days of meeting people, still finding my feet because this is week 3 at the company and everything that goes with that. I was totally exhausted and I would have loved nothing more than to just chill. I just wanted to chill more than anything, and I would have loved a day just relaxing. The biggest benefit of this role is that actually it creates so much structure for me, because even though I don't have to work 9 to 5 per se, it's 9 to 5-ish, and it's Monday to Friday. My weekends are weekends, and because of that I really make the most of them. Whereas before it was kind of weekends were the time that really I struggled because the gym was closed, so I couldn't even use some external structure. And just having that contrast has given me freedom in a weird way. Honestly, that's the biggest benefit of all. Like I said, there's both pros and cons, but overall, it's really working for me and it's really what I needed. Sometimes the best fits for us don't fit any kind of boxes that we already know. And this is the thing. Life and society will try to put us into so many boxes, and a lot of the times they just don't make sense. They really don't make sense. And I realized I feel quite strongly about this, and this is one of the themes that I do want to dive into in the podcast. I want to have more conversations with other people about this, because I know a lot of cool people who made their own path and they went against the boxes, they went against the script, and I don't think we see it enough. I think there's so much pressure, especially I come from the UK. It's very much stay in your lane, with the illusion of freedom and openness, actually. Come at me. That's how I feel about the UK, but that's how I feel about a lot of cultures. I think it's probably true here in Switzerland. Many countries, and it's not a criticism, it's just what makes society work. But what makes society work isn't what always is best for us as individuals. So it's something I'm exploring. For me, honestly, there was a tiny bit of ego that came up with this when it came to considering taking, a corporate role. And then I realized the only reason not to was ego. And I don't want to live in a world driven by ego. So it was very easy to push this aside and say, yes, this is the right choice for me. I mean, I know some amazing people who probably have similar stories to share. So I don't want this channel to be just about me. I want to share other people's stories. So I hope that sounds cool. That's what I think. We'll see. That's what I think is coming up on here. But actually, I have to go catch a flight to Italy right now. I guess that's the end of the video. It's also the end of my time here in Zurich, so it's perfectly timed. And I'll catch you in the next one.